Hi, this is Mary from Old School Speech. Today I'm going to show you how I made these progress charts to go in my students' progress reports for the end of the year using Google Sheets, Google Forms, and Google Docs. So if you want to see how I made these, you can go back to a previous post and it will outline exactly how to do this. If you start at the beginning of the year, you've got your data on your computer from the very beginning. It makes it a little bit easier. So the first thing you do is from your Google Forms. Okay, and this is actually your homework, but I'll go ahead and show you real quick. You're going to click on responses, and then you're going to click on this little icon, and that will take you to Google Sheets. So these are her responses for the first semester, but we're just going to pretend like it's for the first year. If there are certain columns you don't want included, then all you do is you just click and hold down your control key, and then you can click on whichever columns you want. Okay, but I want these two that are right here together, so I'm going to click on B, and then I can just click and drag to the columns that I want. Next, I'm going to click on Insert and come down to Chart. Click on Chart. And a chart will come up. Okay, so this is kind of how I want it, but I want it a little bit different. So I'm going to come over to Customization. And then I can change the name. And I actually don't give mine a name, and I will show you why in just a few minutes. For the horizontal axis, I want the date. This may say something else. So all you have to do is just click on it and highlight it and then put in whatever you want. I like to slant my labels about 60%. I did some of my 90% just because there were so many dates. And I'll click Treat Labels as Text. That gives me all of the dates down at the bottom. And then let me come on down here. You can change the thickness of the line. So I'm going to do mine 1. I like to put points in so that the parents can see exactly where each day's progress was. You can change the shape. You can put triangles in, you can put circles in, you can put whatever you want, but I'm going to leave mine as circles. And then for the data labels, I will put in the value. I think it's important to remember that we have parents who may not be proficient in reading charts, so this will just help them out just a little bit to be able to read to see how their child did in therapy. Okay, now I'm going to come back to the axis and work on the vertical. As you can see, there's no title here, so I'm just going to put percent correct. And her lowest percentage was 48. So I'm going to make my minimum line 45, and of course the maximum is going to be 100, so that will change that. Then I can change how many lines there are because that's going to be kind of difficult for some parents to read. Let's see what 8 does. Okay, that puts that half in there, which I'm not real thrilled about. Let's see what 9 does. Still didn't go down to 45, so let's put in 10. There we go. That's how I want it. So there's my chart. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to insert this. It's going to insert it into sheets, which is not where I want it. If for some reason you accidentally click off of this chart and you get the black border, all you have to do is just click back on the chart until this arrow shows up. Click on the arrow, copy chart, okay, and then come over back to your data drive, or get back to Google Drive, click on New, and I want to put this in Google Docs. So I've got my Google Doc up, and then as soon as it stops working, I can get to work on it. This is something that's very simple. I think it looks very nice. It's just a little extra just give the parents, which I'm pretty sure they'll appreciate. I'm trying to rename this if it will let me. There we go. And I'm just going to put her name here, and then on the actual doc, I'm going to put her name, and I'm going to put 2016, 2017 school year and speech progress. Okay, now you can either right click, whoops, you want it in the right place though, right click and paste, and it's going to ask if you want to link to spreadsheet, so yes. And then you have your chart, but I'm going to put a line, a border around the chart just to kind of make it stand out a little bit. All right, so there I have it, but that's not all I want. I want to see how she did on her homework. Again, you're going to come back to, you can either go back to the, if you don't already have the sheet made, you can go back to the form and make it, just like I showed you before. If you have the sheet, you can come back to the sheet. And again, all you're going to do is just click and drag, because I want all of these periods. Let me come back over here. That one's not ready yet. And I'm just going to click and drag. Again, I'm going to come to Insert, Chart. And there's my chart, but I want a pie chart. So I'm going to click on the pie chart. I want to change it a little bit. For the title, I'm just going to put homework. And then what I did this time was I changed the colors just so it wouldn't be quite so harsh. I made, when it was signed, a light green, and then changed when it wasn't returned to almost a pink. Well, I guess it is a pink. And then I insert that. Again, see how it's got the dots in there, and there's the arrow. So I'm going to click on the arrow, click copy chart, come back to her doc, and Control V. Paste that there, and again, I'm going to put a border around it just to kind of separate it. And there it is. When you come back on your chart, if you click on the chart till you get the blue line, you can make it smaller if you'd like. If you have more than 2 to fit on a page, then you might want to make them smaller or make them even. And that's it. Then all I have to do is come over to File and click Print. And you can see how it's going to look. And of course, I don't want it black and white. I want it in color so you can see how pretty it is. And now, even though on the preview these lines are not shown up, when you print it, it will show up. So that's it. If you have any questions, please email me at tnslp29@gmail.com or just leave a message on this post. Thank you. I hope this helped.